Welcome to CIT 180 Web Development. I am your instructor, Lisa Ballback, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of the course and go through orientation activities. So you'll notice at the very top of the course, there are some buttons that link you to useful sites. So these are websites that students have utilized in the past. And we will be taking a look at the various websites during this course. I do have online office hours in Zoom. They are Monday evening from 9 to 10, and this is the link that you can use to access those hours. And if you display the sidebar, you can see that the office hours are listed right here. They are also listed on the syllabus. I did include my office phone number, however, because this is an online class, I really am not going to be in the office much at all this summer. So the best way to get hold of me would be using the email, which is lballback@nmc.edu, or coming into my live stream hours. The news and announcement section, basically I use this every week. Once I correct all of the assignments for the week, I post an announcement so you can look at your scores. Also, if there's any general information that all of you need to know, I will post it here and it will come to you through your NMC email. The student question answer discussion is for you to post questions to each other. And I don't look at those as often. So if it has anything to do with course content or assignments, make sure that you email me directly. I also included links to some of our social media sites. Any events that we have and job opportunities and internships are posted to these various sites. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and hide the sidebar. That brings me to the lesson for the first week. And you'll notice that it's lessons 1 and 2. Normally, this course runs for 15 weeks, and in the summer, it is shortened. So we have like 11 weeks instead of 15. So there are weeks where you will be doing multiple lessons. And the first week is one of those multiple lesson weeks. I try to double up on weeks where there's not quite as much work or the work is a little easier. So this first week, we have some orientation activities that we're going to do. None of them should take you very long. Then we are going to get into our first lesson, which is basically information about web development in general. And then we get into lesson 2 where you're actually creating pages. So what I'm going to go through right now is the orientation activities. There are separate videos that explain lesson 1 and lesson 2. So for the orientation, I do have a welcome message that you guys can read. Just basically gives you general information about the course, when assignments are typically due, when weeks begin and end, how you get help, all that kind of fun stuff. And then I've got the course syllabus. And the syllabus basically indicates when the live stream office hours are. Our assignments are due on Monday night at 11:59 p.m. So I have put the office hours on Monday night as well. That way, if you have a question or if you run into a little snag or whatever, I will be available to help you. If those office hours do not work, just throw me an email because my schedule is pretty flexible. And, if I'm around, I am happy to meet with you, at whatever time works best for you. And as far as materials, we do have a textbook. It is a reference book, so it doesn't get into a lot of details or examples. The lecture demos are quite detailed. So this is more general information. And then in the lecture demo, that is where you're going to get more specific information and lots of examples. As far as software for the course, we are going to use VS Code for our web editor. That is short for Visual Studio Code. It is a standard in our industry to use VS Code. If you have a different editor that you prefer, I really don't have a problem with you using a different editor, but VS Code is what we are going to be using, and that is what all the videos are showing you how to use. And actually, it's lesson 2, not week 2, lesson 2 that we are actually going to be using it. You will be FTPing your pages to a live website. I have a domain and I will be adding you to my domain. So our class starts on the 24th and I will add your accounts on the 24th. Then I will email the connection information to you. So if you are an early bird and you are starting class before the 24th, you will have to wait until the 24th to get the FTP information. And FileZilla is the program that we are using to transfer our pages. And for web browsers, if you are a Windows user, you should have Chrome and Microsoft Edge. It is also helpful if you have Firefox and Opera so that you can check your pages on different browsers because they don't always look the same on the different browsers. I will let you read through the learning outcomes. The learning outcomes pretty much describe what you're going to learn in this course and also tells you how that information or knowledge will be assessed. Are we going to use assignments, quizzes? How are we going to make sure that you learn that information? This course does assess critical thinking, and this is how we are defining that at NMC. And then lastly here, I've got grading and assignment information. And our course has 1,000 points and your grade is based on a percentage. So 95 to 100% of 1,000 is a 4.0. 90 to 94% is the 3.5, 85 to 89% is a 3.0. And one of the reasons I use 1,000 points is it's pretty easy to do the math. Okay, so 95 to 100%, 950 to 1,000 points. 90 to 94%, 900 to 949 points. Okay, so it's pretty easy for you to figure out where you're sitting for a grade. Now, does that mean if you're sitting at like 948 points, are you going to get a 3.5? Honestly, I look for people that are right on the edge like that, and I will bump you up. If you've been working hard all semester, you are not going to miss a 4.0 by a point or two. Okay, so no worries there. Now, how you get points in this class is it's super important to do the assignments. Every week we have textbook assignments that are designed to teach you the material. And for all of the required exercises, there are videos that show you how to do everything. And then there are also lab assignments. Lab assignments have minimal requirements, and most of them you are free to choose, whatever topics you want. As long as you work in those requirements, you should get all of the points. So we have textbook assignments, which are more directive. We have lab assignments, which allow you to practice what you have learned. And then we have a term project that kind of is the culmination of everything that you've learned. We also have discussion forums, and we have a couple this first week. And especially in online class, it's very important for you guys to participate because that's how you get to know one another. I use discussion forums even in my traditional classes because I have found that people are quite often more open in a discussion uh, in a forum like this than they are in a class discussion. So I utilize forums a lot. And in addition to that, at the end of the semester, you'll be uploading your term project to GitHub. Um, you will be registering at Certiport if you haven't already, because your final is going to be a certification exam. And then we also have an e-portfolio requirement. Um, and if you have LinkedIn or anything like that, you can utilize that for your e-portfolio. Most students do not find that to be difficult, so you'll learn more about that at the end of the semester. We have a quiz the first week on the web development information. There is no assignment for lesson one, just a quiz. And then throughout the semester, there's 2 additional quizzes, a midterm, and then there's one near the end. And then you have your MTA final exam, which is the industry certification exam. The exams that you will be taking have questions that are very similar to what you see on that MTA. They are designed to help prepare you for the MTA. Let's see. As far as additional information that you should be aware of, for your assignments, um, you will be transferring those to the web. Once you have all of the pages transferred, you will go into the Dropbox and you will submit done. You'll do that for the textbook and the lab assignments. There are directions on the drop boxes for the first couple weeks reminding you to do that. And just to give you a little heads up, I do allow you to correct your errors and resubmit. So if you complete an assignment and you miss some points, I will explain why you missed points, and then you are allowed to fix the error and resubmit. In our field, that is a really important part of learning. And I think you learn more from fixing mistakes than you do from doing everything perfectly the first time. Okay, so mistakes are not bad in this class. They are opportunities to learn. So kind of keep a lookout when I post the announcement that the assignments have been corrected. You are going to want to go and look up your assignment, look up your grade, and there will be comments if you missed points, and you will be allowed to correct those and resubmit. And I think I have covered everything else. As far as communicating with me, I am not on campus very much. Basically, because of COVID, I'm still kind of working out of my house. So um, just email me. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me, or stop into the live stream office hours. And I will let you guys read through the rest of this. I will point out that we do have due dates, and the weeks where we double up, where we have 2 lessons. So in a normal semester, this would be 2 weeks. Okay, so expect when you see 2 lessons that you are going to be spending more time doing work. This first week, the work is not all that difficult, but a lot of it will be new to you. So make sure that you give yourself enough time to get everything done. As far as our assignment schedule, what we're going to be doing each week, I do have the assignment schedule here. This is something that you're going to want to print out. A lot of students find it really helpful to print this out and as you complete things to cross them off. The list of activities that you see here each week, you will see that same list at the top of each block. And for the first week, I'm only going to have this first block open. Near the end of the week, I will open up the lesson 3 block and the lesson 4 block. So for people who want to work ahead, you certainly can. And let's see. So if you go through here, you can kind of see how everything is organized, when the assignments are due. Now, if you have problems, something comes up in your life, um, if you email me, I am fairly flexible on the due dates. Just give me a heads up that it's going to be a little late. That is not a problem. Okay, just drop me an email. I am more than willing to work with you and any problems that you might encounter in your lives or in your schedules. The college syllabus, for those of you who have never taken classes at NMC before, the information in this college syllabus is in every single course. So if you have never seen this before, please read through this. And that brings me to your first assignment. So this is an orientation assignment. It is the student profile glossary. And this is designed for you to get to know each other. And so what you're going to do, and I do have a separate video on this, but you'll come in here and you're going to add a new entry. And you're going to enter your first and last name as a concept. And then you're going to upload a picture. And I think I'm going to pick a picture of myself and my lovely granddaughter. And most pictures that you guys upload are going to be way too big. So this is way too big. So you are definitely going to want to adjust the size. Now you only have to do the width, and the width should be like 150 or 200. And then if you press tab, it will automatically adjust the height so that it stays in proportion. And I'm going to put my picture on the top. And then let me see. It's a picture of Lisa. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, and then below that, what I would like you to do is provide some information that you would like to share with the class, like a sentence, or it can be a quote, anything that kind of describes you. And so I have a quote that I like, and this is actually kind of what I believe. I think we have to do things to really understand and to get it in our brain. So I'm a very hands-on learner. And then if there are hashtags that described you, put those in here as well. Okay, and then you can go ahead and save. And where this is going to show up is if I come back out here to the class, in the sidebar, in our class spotlight, every time you come in to our class, you will see a different student. And this is just kind of a neat way to get to know each other. Okay, so that is our first orientation activity. And the second one is a discussion exercise where you're going to introduce yourself to the class. So, if you have a nickname you prefer, any interests or hobbies that you want to share, your major or your program of study, any information that you would like to share, uh, feel free to share. And do not share any information that you're not comfortable with. So it's totally up to you what you want to share. I tend to overshare. So I use this as an opportunity for you guys to learn a little bit about my background. So as I said, I kind of overshare, but this kind of gives you an idea of, what my journey has been like and things that I'm interested in. Okay, so that is pretty much the orientation activities and the student profile glossary and discussion exercise are worth points. So you want to make sure that you complete them. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. And once you complete this, feel free to move on to lesson 1. And there is a separate video at the top of lesson 1 for you to watch that describes what you need to do here.